We're going to look at how to use the Citrix Workspace on your iPad. If you don't already have this, you're going to want to go to Self-Service and download the blue workspace right here. When I open up the Citrix Workspace, it's going to ask me to get started. In here, we need to put in a special address. It is citrix.waukesha.k12.wi.us. Citrix, C-I-T-R-I-X. I'm going to continue. This is where you're going to put in your credentials. You're going to want to put in your full username. Yours is going to have numbers. And then your password is going to be your lunch code, followed by your safe word. Now I'm going to take you around the Citrix Workspace and show you some of the tips and tricks for how to use it. So when I open this up, I've gone through the login process. I have all these apps available to me. I'm going to open up the Autodesk Inventor Professional 2020 English. And this is going to take a little bit to load up. It's going to ask you for your credentials again. I am going to have to put in my password. And allow Autodesk Inventor to load. Again, please be patient with it. Give it time to load. Now there's a chance that the screen comes up black, and that happens sometimes. One of the things that I want to show you is this ribbon at top. If I click on it, I have a number of places and tools that I can use on here. First one I want to show you is the Home button. The Home is going to bring me back to the Citrix Workspace, and you can kind of think of this like a PC computer. I could go ahead and open up the calculator, and now you notice that I have a calculator and I have Autodesk Inventor Professional. If I click the ribbon, I have this area to switch. So on the left side was Home, on the right side is Switch. You have choices. I'm going to leave the Windows sign-in one alone. I have Autodesk Inventor, and here's the calculator. So if I switched over to Autodesk Inventor, and then if I switch back to calculator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Switch, and I'm going to swipe up the calculator to close it out, and I'm going to come back to Autodesk Inventor. Okay, so that's moving around how to open up different apps, how to use the Home, and how to use the Switch. Next up, we're going to look at the keyboard. The keyboard is going to pop up on your screen. Some of you will have Bluetooth keyboards, and this won't pop up and get in your way. I'm going to keep mine so this pops up so you can see it. There's also at the top of the keyboard the ribbon that says Tab, Escape, Windows, Control, Alt, Delete. This is something that sometimes I want to pin in place. It's got a lot of useful tools that I'm going to use over and over. So in the right-hand side, there is a pin that you can turn blue. In the bottom right of the keyboard, you'll see a keyboard with an arrow down, and I can close that. So now you notice that the keyboard has gone away, but that ribbon has stayed put. If I click off the pin, it's no longer pinned on my screen. So keyboard, pin, and drop it down. If for some reason that's getting in your way at some point, you can always unpin it. But most of the time, I'm going to leave that on my screen. Next, we're going to look at the mouse. The mouse is really helpful because it provides you two different clicks. There is a left click which you would use to click on things. For instance, if I wanted to click on the File tab, or if I wanted to click off of that. And then you're going to have the right click. The right click is going to give you options, and this is different in different places that you go on the screen. You're going to have different options that pop up. Again, at the top ribbon bar, I'm going to click on mouse. The mouse goes away. Sometimes you're going to want to bring that back up to use the left or right clicks. The one I'm going to use most often is going to be the pointer. Now, in the upper left, you saw a pointer came in, and I'm moving it around my screen here. The nice part about this is I don't have to have my finger on the pointer. I'm just clicking somewhere on the screen, dragging it around, and using it as if it were a mouse. I can bring it over. Once I'm on file, I can click on my screen. I can move it over, and I can click on my screen to get rid of that. You do have the option to have no mouse, no pointer, just take your finger and directly touch screen where it says File, or touch screen off to the side. This could be helpful, but most of the time I'm going to suggest using the pointer tool. This is a good start to how to move around the Citrix workspace, how to open things up, how to use some of the tools. Try to become comfortable with them because we're going to start using them to create different parts.